Here we go. It is time for another sprint zone, and this one's for 3/19/2024. And we have a huge group today, somewhere around 31 riders. We start off the filming with Scott's camera, a nice GoPro view there. And there's yours truly in the yellow OCR kit with the antenna on his head, and a few Rio riders, the legend Diana Hassel up there, and Jonathan Day. As always, I'd like to thank Scott Pollia for his telemetry and video. It's always very interesting to see what he is doing up front when I am shelled. And it is time now to get the party started. We have people up the road that have slightly violated the rules of engagement. Might be Eric, might be Marcelo up there, but the rules of engagement state the melee may not begin officially until everyone is around the corner. And especially when you have these many people, you get that whiplash effect. And now coming through, it looks like Byron, B-Train, no longer handicapped on the mountain bike and looking to do damage, but bring everybody with him as we bring back the recalcitrants. Looking strong, and it is actually no picnic at this point. My 30-second power, 300 watts, as is Scott's 290, 300, and we are pushing a significant amount of power just to bring these guys back. I can only imagine what it is like further back as those guys are slinking back to the pack. Finally, people are brought back, and my wattage begins to drop, but one still needs to recover here. Looks like in the rear we had some strong people. We had Brian there. We had Dean there. And looking, we haven't really quite brought them back, but on Byron's steady wheel, they are being brought to honesty. And now it looks like Grupo Compacto, and we are still working hard as we crest this hill. I almost wish I had... Maybe I can do the math to get more power, like a 2-minute power or something, although 30 seconds is all the Garmin provides. That would really show what is actually going on here and why it takes so long to recover. But everyone is together now looking that way. Yep, Brian out there pushing a little bit. We got Jason over there a little bit behind him pushing some wind. Greg in tow nicely. Jamie on her new bike. We got, looks like Mark from the Fort Collins Club, etc., etc., etc. And I'm certain there's probably going to be lots of jockeying back there. And we didn't catch a lot of that on film because we're really more worried about who's up front and who's making things happen. So it looks like it's Eric up front, still driving the pace really hard. Marcelo on his wheel, as you can see, and Scott is in third position as the camera in the upper right shows. And so I know it is no picnic where Marcelo is. 26 miles an hour at second wheel, you are definitely pushing more watts than the rest of us. My current wattage, reasonable 30 seconds, 125 watts, as is Scott's. Yeah, and that is the way it should be. And it really illustrates how easy, relatively speaking, it is when one is sitting in. And for those who are sitting in, they really need to know that, yeah, you made it, but you aren't pushing anywhere near the wattage as the people up front. And you may be fooling yourselves in the fact that you are getting stronger, but sitting in for a lot of that, unless you're doing some serious intervals, that ain't happening. But once again, I digress. Jonathan Day looking really strong there, representing the Rio team. Jason fading back, all in black, a man who was doing a little bit of work out there in the wind. Greg looking strong with his aero helmet. Jamie glued to his wheel, and it looks like a small selection, okay, maybe a large selection that's being formed here. Yeah, and it is B-Train who has gone to the front and made things difficult for us. Marcelo working hard out there, and you can see that his stroke now becomes a little bit choppier as time goes on, as the work continues to pile up. My instantaneous power, 300 watts, my 30-second power, 280, 270, definitely not a picnic up front. And even where I am, way, way, way back in the pack, it's a struggle. Jonathan looking strong there, his kit fitting nicely. And looks like newcomer Jacob over there pushing some wind off to Jonathan's shoulder. And up front, it is a strong crew. Everybody working hard. A nice line here. So we got John right in front of me. He's in a really, really good drafting spot. Sometimes I don't take the perfect spot in order to give some people behind me a little more room, because I don't really need the perfect draft. I just need a good draft to get some room up there. And you'll notice, like coming off to the left-hand side a little bit, it definitely, if everybody's doing that, somebody's being left out. Now, if I was racing, I don't really care. I don't want anybody there unless they're my teammates. But then again, the whole dynamic changes if you have teammates there. Jonathan looking strong. Marcelo finally falling off, paying the price for all the work he had done early. John falling off there. Dean, it looks like, has lost the elastic that Diana was holding for him as I come through to maintain that slot. And you look, my 30-second power, over 360 watts. And a selection is starting to be made here. Everyone towards the yellow line, there's a big pothole there, and it's very nice. I love how people point that out. And there's a lull. B-Train sits up, gets a little bit of water, and no one wants to do any work. Justin does not want to do any work. Eric doesn't want to do that much work, yet they are there, and they are allowing those to come back to the wheel. And am I going to complain about this? Not really, because, it's always nice to get a little bit of a break. Byron looking strong. They're standing up and decided Scott is not working hard enough. And you look at Scott's power. Yeah, he's recovering a little bit. And all of a sudden, we went from the 32nd of like 200 watts, and that is going to come up as B-Train, a man who is always willing to work. And you can see in Scott's camera in the upper right that he is putting it down as the speed begins to increase. 23 miles an hour. 24, yeah. Eric comes to the front, and the rotation has begun. And we can see, yes, a solid selection has been made. Looks like Mr. Winters. Looks like Jacob. Looks like Jamie there. Greg. Diana. Dean. Justin. Scott. Byron. And Mr. Pierce. And it is a fine selection here with the heads of state pulling us along. It is a good day. And it's nice to see the people working hard up front and causing a real selection, because there's nothing worse than bringing a bunch of folks along that just rode coattails the whole way. And you can bring a couple of them along, but if you get too many, if you do work at the front and you want to sag back, but now is a timeout. There's a tractor in the road. And I feel like I want to sing a child song. There's a tractor in the road. There's a tractor in the road. Everybody can see there's a tractor in the road. I guess, was it Rafi? A lot of these folks don't have kids, but if you remember Rafi, he would sing those songs. They had a little sing-songy, rhymey thing, but I digress. A little shot of Diana there, Dean looking good there, and everybody's in jocularity. And the tractor lets us go, but not before the group that we had worked so hard to dispatch. Those that were up there have caught us, and there were some folks that pushed through, and they left their comrades, and now our group is bigger. It now contains people who did not earn their spot. They did a little bit of work, but not enough to earn their spot with the heads of state. And we got a little bit of respite, and now it's time to go. I'm feeling pretty rested here, so it's my turn to go to the front, give some folks a little bit of a break. So I'm happy to go there. My 30-second power, 250. Instantaneous power, 300, 340, 350, 370. As B-Train comes through, and this is a little bit unexpected, but an almost welcome. I was hoping to get like a chance to slot in here, but B-Train is going to take it home, it looks like. Now my 30-second power, 370, 380 watts, as we are now totally into the red, and we are going for it. Those that almost made the connection back there are seeing their dreams fade, as am I. Because no mas, no more. And I try to sag back, hoping that I can get in there. But even if I did, I would have been like on the yellow line and left out of the draft. And so, yours truly, it is game over. And I could have sat into the end. I would have had no problem sitting in there. But that's not what I'm here for. I don't want to be known as someone who just sucks wheels all the time. I want to put some work in, so when it comes down, it's like, oh yeah, I'm stronger. B-Train looking strong, and looking at Scott's camera. This is excellent. And look at Scott's wattage. 700 watts there for instantaneous. 32nd watch, over 500 watts. And this is why he has been winning these things for the past umpteen weeks. No Doherty here, no Nelson here, no JC here. Many of the supers not here to contain him. And when he is given only a minute or so to the top, it's very hard to beat him. But looks like, what do we have here? We got Jacob. Jacob off to the left there is able to best him. So we know he must have been throwing some watch down. And his head drops. It was a serious effort there. Well done, everyone. Well done. That was nice. The only thing I can say here is maybe move over to the right a little bit more. No reason to be in the middle of the road if there's, no reason to be in the middle of the road. Just come over. Nice that those cars gave us a full lane. No lane splitting there, but we're just going to keep that in mind for safety and to keep our good reputation. But I enjoyed that one. That one was excellent. I'm going to have to go watch that again and see what my heart rate was doing through there. A little unfortunate that we ran into that tractor, because then we would have people earning their spot in the final selection. But, I've been there. I've used that in the ancient days when I rode the TTH. It was always a blessing when a red light was there. And all I could say was, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Until next time, everybody, peace out and enjoy your training. A good look at those people who were in contention. Yeah, that was a good separation there. That was good. Good shot of B-Train there. There I come through finally. Yeah. Well done, everyone. Well done. Till next time. Peace.